Buongiorno, amici. Hello, friends. Sono Danielle. I'm Danielle with Learn Italian for Travel. And today's video is going to be based off of the book that I just wrote called The ABCs of Italian Travel. So we're going to be exploring the letter A, the letter A, the very first letter. So in my book, you will find detailed explanations of various grammar components as well as more tidbits about all of these letters. So I'm just going to go through, and for the most part, I want you to know how the words sound, because you might never have seen these words before. So the practice in the pronunciation and the accent is really most important for the video. The content you're going to get if you purchase the book. And it's actually in the process of being published right now, so it's not available, but it will be soon. The ABCs of Italian Travel, coming soon. Okay, so if you've watched the pronunciation video and if you've studied any Italian, you already know that the letter A is A. It's always A, always. And so it's also a preposition, just that letter by itself. It means at, in, or to. So you're going to see it in these contexts. You're going to see it before a city. A Milano means to Milano or in Milano. A casa means to home or at home. A piedi means by foot. A cavallo means by horse. So you're going to use a before a city, before certain places like home or school too, but mostly if you're traveling, you're probably going to be using casa, not scuola. And then for certain methods of transportation like piedi and cavallo, I don't know how many of you are going to be going by horse when you're walking around or touring through Italy, but maybe, forse. So when we get to the letter I, we're going to see another preposition in, and you're going to see that a and in mean the same thing, and so the context depends on when to use one and when to use the other. So remember these for now. So these words highlighted here on the right side are all called articulated prepositions. And it's when a combines with the definite article the to form a new word. And so whenever you're going around the city, you're going to be saying to the or at the, whatever place in the city that you're going to. So you're going to have to articulate a with the definite article. And I have a video on YouTube on the definite articles. So if you haven't watched that, you should go back and watch that, and then this will make more sense. So these are all just the singular definite articles. I don't get into any of the plurals here. So a plus il is going to form a new word, al. So if you're going to the restaurant, you would say al ristorante. Ripetete. Go ahead and repeat at home. Al ristorante. And so with all of these words too, I want you to practice. You're sitting at home and watching these videos and practice the words so they're familiar coming out of your own mouth. Okay, the next one, a plus lo, forms the word allo. Allo. Pretty easy, right? It looks pretty much the same. So if you're going to the stadium, you would say allo stadio. Allo stadio. The next one, a plus L apostrophe, forms al with an apostrophe. It's going to come before nouns that start with the vowel, which you would know if you watched the definite article video. So this is to the university, all'università. All'università. And then the last one, a plus la, is going to form alla. So if you want to say to the station, to the train station, if you're traveling in Italy, you're probably going to be taking the train. Alla stazione. Alla stazione. Ok, benissimo. Andiamo avanti to a really important verb, especially when you're traveling. It's the verb to go, because you're going to be going all the time. The verb andare, though, is irregular, and that means that it doesn't follow any rules about verb conjugations. And in fact, only two of the conjugations of this verb start with the letter A, and so we're only going to look at these two under the letter A. So the first one, and again, if you I have a video on subject pronouns, and so if you haven't watched that, you should go back and watch that before you watch this, because we're going to be looking at verbs and it will all make more sense. So the noi form is the we form, and so that form, it starts with andare. We say noi andiamo. Noi andiamo means we go, we are going, we do go. It can mean all of those things. The next form that starts with A is the voi form, the you all, you plural form. Voi andate. Voi andate is you all are going, you all go, you all do go. And remember, you don't have to include the subject pronoun, because when you conjugate the verb, it's implicit in the verb conjugation. You can just say andiamo, and that means we are going. You don't have to say noi andiamo. Okay, so here's some example sentences. Andiamo a Milano. Andiamo a Milano. So just from watching this video, you should know what that means now. We are going to Milan, right? Because we always use a before the name of a city. The next one, andate a casa a piedi. Andate a casa a piedi. So again, you should know that we just did it 2 pages ago. You all are going home by foot. You all are walking. You might have to watch this video a couple times too to get the pronunciation and the sound. But again, all of this grammar is included in my book, so it's explained and you can take time to look at it because I know I'm going fast. Okay, so the next example sentence is using the articulated prepositions. Andiamo al ristorante e poi allo stadio. Try that at home. Andiamo al ristorante e poi allo stadio. We are going to the restaurant and then, poi is then, to the stadium. And then the last one here, using all of these letter A's, the A, okay? Andate all'università e allora alla stazione. Andate all'università e allora alla stazione. Allora, we use here instead of poi. It's a great word. It's one of those Italian words that you can use. Well, in this sentence, it means then or next, but you can use it as a filler word, just allora, allora. So how you can even ask somebody allora, meaning what's going on? What are you doing? What are you up to? So in my book, when I present all of this information, I do it in sections just like this. There's a section of words and phrases that we're still on, and then there's a section of nouns, and then there's verbs. Okay, so we're still on the section with the words and phrases. So the first one here, allora, allora. And I'm not going to give you the definition. The definitions are all included in the book. I'm going through this now so you can know how to pronounce these words, okay? The next one, appunto, appunto. Poi, anzi, anzi. This next one here, ancora, ancora. Poi, adesso, adesso. This one here, we have a CH combination, anche, anche. And I will tell you what these two means because they sort of look similar. And then we see that io again. So this is pronounced anch'io, anch'io. If you see an apostrophe in between two words, don't stop. Just continue with the pronunciation as if it was one word. So this means also, the io is included. It means me too. Also I, me too. Anch'io. Poi, I love this word. It's 6 syllables. It's really long, but it feels very satisfying to say. Assolutamente. Assolutamente. Can you guess what it means? Well, maybe not. It means absolutely. Okay, and the last one, altrettanto. Altrettanto. Okay, Andiamo avanti. More words. I will tell you what these mean, and you might know what some of these mean actually, like the first one here. Arrivederci. Arrivederci. That's how you say goodbye, right? There's two forms. The next one is arrivederla. Arrivederla. This one is informal, this one is formal. I talk about in my video on greetings, I talk about the difference between formal and informal. So when you don't know somebody, you're going to use arrivederla. When you do know somebody, you're friends with them, you're going to say arrivederci, okay? And then all of these here, these next four can be used interchangeably with arrivederci. You're just saying goodbye, see you later, okay? A presto. A dopo. A più tardi. And then the next one is literal, it's not see you later, it's see you tomorrow. A domani. A domani. The very last one, it is a goodbye, but it's a goodbye, I'm never going to see you again. So don't say that unless you're really not going to see the person again. Addio. It's really dramatic. Addio. Okay, now we're going to look at a couple of verbs. And the first verb is really important when you're traveling because it's the verb to arrive. Arrivare. Arrivare. When you see it written like that, in the are ending, that's the infinitive. So whatever your verb that you're talking about, it means to do something. So this is to arrive. And so in this chapter, in my book, there are a lot of regular verbs that end in are. And in Italian, there are regular verbs that end in are, regular verbs that end in ere, and regular verbs that end in ire. So all three of these verbs that I included here are also regular. So they're going to follow the same formula that you're going to see in this verb arrivare. And this is the formula. You need to commit this to memory and you'll be able to say so many things. So what you do is you get rid of the are, okay? And then you replace it with, if it's the io form, o, the tu form, I, the lui lei form, a, the noi form, amo, the voi form, ate, and the loro form, anno. O, I amo, ate, anno. That's what you need to remember if it's a regular are verb. And you need to remember, too, to get rid of that whole ending. So your stem is arrive, and then you insert that ending. So if you want to say I arrive, you say arrivo, arrivo. If you want to say you arrive, arrivi. If you want to say he, she, or you formal arrives, you say arriva. If you want to say we arrive, arriviamo. You all arrive, arrivate, and they arrive, arrivano. Arrivano. Molto bene. So these verbs aren't conjugated in the book, like I said, but they are regular, and so they're conjugated in the exact same way as arrivare, meaning you get rid of the end, and then you replace it with this formulaic ending, o, I amo, ate, anno. The first one is abitare, it means to live. The second one, aspettare, it means to wait for. You're probably going to be waiting a lot while you're traveling. That's just part of traveling, right? Affittare is to rent. Okay, this is a really important phrase to ask when you're traveling. It starts with the preposition a. Okay, so if you're going to ask at what time does something start, it's that question, a che ora, ... because you're going to insert a verb there. A che ora, and you might ask, does the museum open? Does the train arrive? Does the store close? Something like that. So when you talk about time and you're answering at what time, these are the rules that you're going to use to use time. You're going to say at, like just with the preposition a, only if it's at noon or at midnight. So the word for noon is mezzogiorno. Mezzogiorno. So if something happens at noon, you simply say a mezzogiorno. Mezzo is half, okay, mid, and giorno is day. So the same thing with midnight, it's half night, midnight, just like in English, okay? So if it's at midnight, you say a mezzanotte. Molto bene. If something happens at 1 o'clock, we actually saw this articulated preposition back a couple pages. This is what that is. It's a combined with the definite article L apostrophe. This is at 1. It's the only time you're going to use al with the apostrophe if it's something happens at 1. A luna. A luna. Any other time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 is going to start with alle, another articulated preposition. So here I wrote due, that's 2. Tre is 3. Otto is 8. And I have a video on numbers. If you don't know how to count yet, you can look at that video on numbers. So 3 different choices when you're answering a che ora a, okay? Al or alle. So that's the hour time. When you talk about the minutes part of the time, all you do is add an a. So the a means and then you say the number of minutes that there are. And I didn't write any of the numbers down for minutes, but what I did was write a quarter, a half, and minus a quarter. Because that's how Italians, that's what they use when they tell time a lot. They'll say a quarter past 8, for example. Okay, so you would say è un quarto. È un quarto. If you want to say half past the hour, you say è mezzo. È mezzo. And then the last one here, if you're 45 minutes past the hour and beyond, getting close to the next hour, what you do is you take the following hour and you say minus whatever time is left. So here, this is minus a quarter. This would be if it was something 45, like 7:45, you would say 8 minus a quarter. You say meno un quarto. Meno un quarto. This is a lot of information that I'm giving you right now, crash course in telling time. So you might need to watch this a couple times. If you have the book, though, you can look back, you can look through slowly at all of the explanations. And I'll explain it even more in subsequent videos. So now I've put all of this stuff from the beginning together into some questions and then the answers. And you can see they're all with time, okay? So the first question is, a che ora arrivi a casa? A che ora arrivi a casa? And that means, at what time do you arrive at home? All the A's that we've used so far in this chapter, okay, in this, for the letter A. And you would answer, or you could answer, arrivo a mezzogiorno e un quarto. Arrivo a mezzogiorno e un quarto. I arrive at noon. Remember, we always use a with noon. E un quarto, and a quarter. So that would be the time. It would be 12:15. And in Italy, time is written with a decimal point, with a period, not with a colon. So 12:15 is written like that. The next question that we could ask is, a che ora arrivate al ristorante? A che ora arrivate al ristorante? At what time do you all arrive at the restaurant? And the answer could be, arriviamo all'1:40. Arriviamo all'1:40. We are arriving at 1:40, 1:40, okay? And then the last one, a che ora arriva l'autobus? A che ora arriva l'autobus? At what time does the bus arrive? Okay, and the autobus, the noun, is on the end here. So instead of saying a che ora l'autobus arriva, the noun goes to the end, okay? And then your answer is, arriva alle 8:10. Arriva alle 8:10. So that would be, it arrives at 8 minus 10. Remember, when we're close to the next hour, we take the following hour and we minus whatever time is left. So this is 7:50, 8 minus 10 minutes. Okay. Come va? How's it going? Good? Good. And again, this is a ton of information. You might need to watch it a couple times, study the book, but I have no doubt that you'll eventually get it. So now we're going to look at some nouns that are important. And I will tell you what these nouns mean, okay? So let's go through for pronunciation and also meaning. Automobile. Automobile. Exactly, it's a car. Okay, the next one looks like the word too. Autobus. Autobus is a bus. Probably going to take the bus a lot around town. It's really easy. The public transportation in Italy is fantastic. The train system is excellent. The buses run regularly. You can get all around the city. The subways in the bigger city also work really well. The next one, aeroplano. Aeroplano. Yes, it's an airplane. And the airplane is going to be found at the aeroporto. Aeroporto. Benissimo. Okay, you might be staying the night in one of these. It's the word for hotel. Albergo. Albergo. Next, these are 2 months, and they look like the months. They sound more like the months maybe than they look like the months. Agosto. Agosto is August. And aprile. Aprile is April. They're not capitalized. So months and seasons and days of the week are not capitalized like they are in English. The next one is a season. It looks like autumn, and that's what it is. Autunno. Autunno. And then we have a really important part of Italian life, the appetizer antipasto. Anti, before, pasto, meal. Literally, it's before the meal. Antipasto. And then we have the aperitivo. Aperitivo. It's a mid-afternoon, late afternoon drink that you will have, typically kind of bitter-ish, but it's the hour of the aperitivo is kind of a happy hour between kind of before dinner time. It's a really fun time in Italian life. And then we have the last one here, aqua. Aqua is water. And if you're out at the restaurant, you do have to order water. You don't just get it for free. And you want to distinguish between 2 different types of water. There's acqua naturale, that's still water. Acqua naturale. And then there's bubbly water. Acqua frizzante. Acqua frizzante. Or you might also say con gas, with gas, bubbles. So if you don't like bubbles, make sure you say naturale. And that leads us to the last word in this video on the letter A, auguri. Auguri is the word for best wishes, blessings. It's what Italians say when there's a holiday or a celebration. If it's somebody's birthday, that's what you say. In fact, the happy birthday song is Tanti auguri a te, happy birthday or many blessings to you. So you can say tanti auguri or just auguri will do. So la lettera A, that's all we have on the lettera A for tonight. And thank you again for tuning in. Allora, a presto. Ciao.